The NSCC and DCCC are, set up to prevent that to some degree, but they can only prevent it to a degree. I'm missing a lot of this chat. Oh, I'm not saying they're going to not turn off the buy button. I expect they'll try that again if they can. Although, retail is diversified. We're not all essentially in the same brokerage anymore. Everybody FOMOed into Robinhood in January because you could get options approval basically instantaneously along with margin, right? And so they were able to cut off a large chunk of FOMO through a very small fund, right? Robinhood's not very big in the scale of things. I think they have 80 billion in assets under management. You compare that with, like Fidelity or Vanguard that are in the trillions, Schwab, TDA. There's really no comparison, but they were able to shut off a ton of buying pressure with that one small act. But if people are in options, the buying of the shares won't matter, right? Because they'll continue to have to hedge those options, whether they turn the buy button off or not. President Darthan put Pickles. The judge stopped me after about 10 chug videos, but that's fine because I'd rather spend my day with you all than be anywhere else. Y'all are almost family at this point, except Viking Daddy. I want to do dirty things to him, and I don't do dirty things to family. Video is up. Thank you, Darthan. I appreciate it. Check DMs. I sent you some very awesome fundamental HNT news. Oh, cool. I'll check that out a little later. Um, You have identified some serious exposure dates over the next 6 to 8 weeks. We know that shorts are intelligent and willing to do almost anything to protect their money and egos. Any thoughts on what they can do to limit their exposure and or kick the can? Um, they can do whatever they can to prevent retail from entering options, whether that be through spiking IV, negative sentiment, whatever. It doesn't matter. Institutions are already piling into options. Uh, the opportunity window will naturally close anyway. But if they can accelerate that, they will, to reduce their overall exposure to trying to hedge in a liquid market. They will try to keep IV as low as possible, and they will try to obfuscate the covering within the ranges that they have to cover. So if they can cover early, they will. If they can cover late, they will. They will take advantage of every deferral period that they can. They will take advantage of the fact that they have 35 days to cover FTDs and possibly cover early in the cycle or later in the cycle. They will attempt to reduce profit on those movements as much as they can and reduce gamma exposure on those movements. And by holding options beyond the scope of the expected price action, far beyond, not only can they not hedge those options with synthetic shares, they will have to realize the full exposure of those options no matter when they cover. And so what that does is it puts the pressure of retail options on them the entire time. That is why options are so important. That is why I've emphasize their importance repeatedly. If you don't understand them, that's fine because you still hold the floor that the options apply the pressure against. But if you do understand them and you're not using them, you're doing, I think you're doing GameStop and yourself a disservice. But that's just my opinion, right?